Okay, now we should be live, hopefully. Are we? Every single time, the suspense of it is killing me. Come on. Oh, hello guys, welcome. Just a moment, I'm also launching YouTube. And it takes a million years as always. Okay, we're live, wonderful. We are live on YouTube as well. What a miracle. Oh boy. Hello, Britnik. Hi. How are you? Hey, guys. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Okay, we will, as always, wait for people to join. Hopefully. Hello, Kathleen. And hi, Carolyn. Yeah, I'm better, but I've been sick. This is why I missed the last. Hello, Lake Lily. This is why I've missed the last one, because I don't know what it was. Either a very bad cold or a flu or God knows what, but yeah. If I sound a little horsey today, that's because of that. I'm still not over that, unfortunately. Still haven't recovered fully, but we're pushing through and we have some things to discuss. So for a moment there, I really wanted to do like a more casual, funky, fun live stream. And then I'm checking the news and we have 3 Russian jets once again in the NATO country airspace. So yeah, I guess no rest for the wicked, huh? So here we are. Good to see you too. Hello, you guys. Welcome. Good evening. Oh, thank you, Oshi. Am I in a barn? Wouldn't that be nice if I had? Thank you, Oshi. Thank you, Steven. It would be lovely if I had a little barn just for myself. No, I'm still away. And this is my temporary location. So we had many versions. So some people believed it was a castle. Some people thought, I think the barn is the first. Brittany, I think you're the first one who thought it was a barn. We had bunker as the most popular version. Everyone was like, are you in a bunker? Is this it? Is this where we are? As a collective? No, you guys. Hi, hello. We're also live on YouTube, everybody. If you would like to see the articles and, all the stuff that I have to show. Trump eating spaghetti. all the good things and not so good things. We're also live on YouTube. It's linked in the link tree in the bio. Good to see you all. We are warming up. Hello, Moo. Yes, slightly better. Thank you for asking. By the way, Moo, you were right. Last time we were talking about the pipe that the Russians were using to crawl towards Kupyansk from. Yeah, apparently our side did flood the pipe. We're gonna get to this, but wow, you get a little star. You got it right. I didn't even, for some reason, couldn't even think of something like this. I was like, no way. But yeah, apparently that's the official line from our general staff. Oh well. We will be looking into that in a moment. In a second. Thank you. Still away. I'm still away. No rest for Estonia. Yeah, I know. It's the 4th time, you guys. It's the 4th time we have Russian jets violating Estonian airspace, in the span of a year. And we talked about, I think, at least 2 times, right? We have definitely covered. I remember mentioning it repeatedly. Russian jets violating Estonian airspace. But I didn't know it was 4. Now I know. And I believe this is the first time. Oh, hello, Peace. Thank you. This is the first time when we had 3 Russian fighter jets violating Estonian airspace. And they were in the Estonian airspace for 12 minutes. So that's a new one. Because remember, right? It keeps going like this. It's not going like this. It's going like this. We're gradually... Oh, thank you, Inspector. Thank you. We are unfortunately witnessing a very gradual... Well, sometimes gradual, sometimes it's kind of sort of picks up its pace, escalation. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice? A castle. Thank you. Thank you guys for putting in the hearts. Apparently it means something for TikTok. They're testing out the new system, you guys. So yeah, we're in for, I guess the interface is new. Something else is new. They have replaced the subscriptions with superfans, which makes us sound like a K-pop idol group or something, but yeah. Hello, Loris. Good to see you. A wine cellar, again, a good one. That would be a good one. I would have loved to be in a wine cellar. Would it be good for me? No, it wouldn't. Would I still appreciate the pastime? Yeah, probably. So, good day. Estonian airspace heard the bang when jets took off. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I mean, at least this particular time we saw a better response, right? Compared to what we had previous times around. Again, the fourth time this is happening, so... Oh God, Laura says, just read that our far-right party supporters have given threats to workers who help Ukrainian kids and other refugees. Oh my God. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Far right, but this is what they do, right? This is the type of activity these people really appreciate, because they cannot do anything useless, right? They're incapable of being useful. They're incapable of being useful. So what they do is, yeah, they spend their pastime harassing children, refugees, other vulnerable people, single mothers, right? LGBT people, LGBTQ plus people, anyone they can, because that's just what they do. So not surprised in the slightest, unfortunately. Oh boy, everybody. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Estonia, right? This is our first topic of the day, you guys. 3 fighter jets Russia flew this time over Estonian airspace. MiG-31, the infamous ones. I mention them a lot because whenever these bastards are in the air, we get air raid alerts across the entirety of Ukraine, because these are the ones that are capable of carrying the Dagger Kinzhal missile, which is one of the most advanced Russian missiles that is almost impossible, okay, not impossible, but difficult to intercept. So yes, violated the airspace of NATO member Estonia over the Gulf of Finland for 12 minutes on Friday. Yeah, there are several sources reporting this, so it's not like we just came up with this. There was already official note from the Estonian foreign ministry summoning they're just going to summon the Russian guy, because what else are you going to do, right? You can either summon an ambassador, or you can summon, the next best thing available to you to hand them over a note. Again, it's good. It's better than nothing, because I don't think Poland even handed a note over the 19 drones that were shot down over its territory, Russian drones that flew into Poland. So yeah, this is the official statement, right? The border violation took place over the Gulf of Finland. Entered jets from Russian Federation entered Estonian airspace without permission. Well, yes, clearly. And stayed there for a total of 12 minutes. Russia has already violated Estonia's air border 4 times this year, which in itself is unacceptable. But today's violation, during which 3 destroyers entered our airspace, is unprecedentedly brutal, said Estonian Foreign Minister. Russia's ever-increasing testing of borders and aggressiveness must be met by rapidly strengthening political and economic pressure. Ideally, right? Ideally, this would be the response. And also, me, in my system of belief, I would imagine something like this would have been taken after the first time it happened. But okay, we've already, we're already witnessing several incidents like this. And yes, the Italian jets, you guys, were scrambled to intercept them. I think we talked about this before. I think we talked about that it's the Italians patrolling the Estonian skies. Well, they're taking turns. Apparently the way NATO does it, they take turns. So there are different countries patrolling airspace depending on the, I don't know, on what. Hard to say. But yeah, they take turns, and yeah, this particular time it was the Italians. The MiG-31 aircraft, yeah, every single outlet is pointing out that they are heavy interceptors capable of carrying Kinjal. Again, I think by this point in time, the fact that MiG-31 is capable of carrying a Kinjal is such a well-known fact. I think even Ukrainian kids know it by by now, because again, the moment these bastards are in the air, we all get a notification. And despite the fact where the missiles actually flying, just because of how dangerous these things are. So yeah, Italian F-35s, go Italy. Wow, that's pretty cool. And yes, the incursion comes, as we all remember, after last week, after Russia sent drones into Poland and Romania, which we have covered. Thank you, Direwolf. Hello. So, okay, we're gonna discuss it a bit more. Let me just catch up with the chat. Hello, 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 people. Good to see you. Did I miss anything important? Is there anyone screaming at me? Hopefully not. 12 minutes, it is a long time. It is a long time, especially when you remember how fast the daggers, the Kinjal missiles are. So, obviously, what is this, right? This is a threatening move. All of this, the fourth time, whatever, fifth time, 10th time, no matter how many times. The main purpose is to threaten, right? It's also the escalation pattern that we have already been observing for a while, but also it's to show force. Thank you, Zvij. It's the show of their force. It's to show, look at us approaching Tallinn, right? Being in the Estonian airspace for 12 minutes, and yeah, this is what we can do. Before you took the Italian jets into the air. So yeah, it's disgusting kind of performance, this of which we have been seeing a lot of, unfortunately. Yeah. Laura says, yeah, I'm so done with the far right, right? The Finnish far right. They only started threatening those poor workers because our far right MP was mistalking about, oh God. Oh, thank you, Chad. That's very, very sweet of you. My family in Poland is freaking out. Wait, sorry. Freaking out. People are taking out their money. Well, now, first and foremost, I think it's a good thing to always have some cash on you, no matter what the circumstances are. So, especially, yeah, when you happen to live in close proximity to certain countries, it also helps. But yeah, I've also been talking to some people from Poland and people who are currently there. There was some panic after the drones, but it was contained. It wasn't, right. It was handled pretty well. We've already discussed before how some of the measures that were taken while intercepting the drones in the Polish airspace, they were taken specifically so that the panic wouldn't be massive, right? So that people wouldn't start panicking immediately. So this is why the coverage was the way it was. We have seen some, I would say, censorship, right? But it was understandable under the circumstances. And also some of the information has been blurred, a little blurry. Some of the things that they have later released were interesting, like about the fact that it was actually the F-16 missile that hit the building. Yeah, I have some things to say about that. I'm not sure if I will. But anyway, yeah, it was what I'm trying to say here. A lot of the actions that we have seen taken by the Polish officials and by the NATO too, they were mainly done to prevent the mass spread of panic, which is, again, it's good. One of the main goals of those drones flying into Poland was to cause panic, similar to these jets flying into Estonia, it's to cause panic. So yeah. Okay, wait a moment. Roem Slava, thank you. And we're seeing more and more of that, right? But we have already discussed, you guys. We already discussed that the pattern is the escalation, right? Yes, that's it, exactly. They're also determining NATO reaction time. They're also studying. They're studying the reaction time, the response time, what kind of response is there. So, for instance, there was an interesting conversation that had to do with the types of interceptors used for the drones. We all know that, again, they used F-16s and they used F-35s, and we've already talked about how this is a very expensive, this is a very expensive way to intercept those cheap Shahed-type drones, and also Shahed decoys, the Gerbera ones. And then after that, there was some information circling around about how apparently there are drone interceptors available to the NATO countries that would be cheaper and that would be incredible. But if they were to be used, it could have caused panic or something, right? So again, we are going back to this whole panic situation. So it's interesting whether or not it was actually the case, or was it just damage control, right? For them, them being like, no. We don't just have these very expensive jets and very expensive missiles to intercept your stuff with. We actually have the hidden stuff. We just didn't use it because no, it's not yet time. We do not want people to panic. Why would people be panicking about the drone interceptors, though? That's so yeah. Some things are slightly murky. If you look at it from like the communication standpoint, you're realizing, okay, this is not them being, entirely truthful. A lot of it is just them. Rightfully so, creating the fog of war, and also there's going to be a lot of these mixed narratives because we're entering very disturbing waters, right? So, yeah, just some thoughts on the matter. Disturbing waters. Yeah, I will be, you guys, troubling, right? Troubled waters. I will be, giving you a lot of these beautiful figures of speech today because, again, I'm still not fully recovered yet. So forgive me in advance for, for what you're about to witness. All right. Okay, wait. Let me see. Oh, I know it is a mess, but we can navigate it still, despite the fact that it's a mess, and we can still make it out of the situation, hopefully stronger than ever. So, which is the main message of these live streams that we're doing, you guys. Wait, okay, what else haven't we discussed about the jets? Yeah, they have summoned the Russia's chargé d'affaires in Tallinn. Okay, yeah, I'm sure he will be devastated about what has happened. But again, it's better. It's better than nothing. It's some sort of what other diplomatic response could you possibly come up with for something like this, right? Unfortunately, you cannot beat him up publicly in the central square in Tallinn, which is a beautiful square, by the way. If you guys haven't been to Tallinn, I really recommend you visit. It's beautiful, especially around Christmas time. But yeah, unfortunately, you cannot beat up the Russian chargé d'affaires. Not yet. Maybe one day we will witness this, but not today, as BTS sang. Earlier this month, Poland reported, yes, okay, we'll know that. Poland did report the drones. Anything new for us? No, okay. So yeah, I think these people, all of these articles, so yeah, that was Politico and this is Le Monde. I think we have gone through all of the main details, at least for now. We will see what the response is going to be. Also, a reminder to those of you who are on YouTube where Estonia is. And what is Estonia? This is the Estonian flag, you guys. Beautiful, very easy to remember. Not a lot of flags have a combination of color like this, I believe. And this is it. This is Estonia. Why is everything in French? Well, it's because I'm in France. Okay, that makes sense. And this is Tallinn right here. You have Finland right across from it. Here you have Latvia, and here you have Lithuania, right? So the three of them are known as the Baltics, which I know many of you know, but maybe some of you have forgotten. And here I believe we have one of the most dangerous points on the map. Well, at least believed by some. It's the Narva crossing, which has been closed for a while, at least for cars, from what I could see. But yeah, wait, I had yes. Narva border crossing will stay shut to vehicles until Ukraine war ends, Estonia says. This is the related article. So, yeah. I'm gonna leave it up for a moment. Do you think Article 5 will be activated today? No. Maybe Article 4 for consultations again, but maybe even not that, unfortunately. So no. I think I would panic more with jets going up. Yeah, right. but I get they want defense to stay hidden, ideally, right? And hello to you too, Roshkin. Hello to you too. So as we have seen regarding the Article 5, which is something that everybody's worried will be activated, I'm afraid we might not ever see it activated. Or maybe, maybe if everything is good, we will not need to see it activated. That would be wonderful. But for now, we have seen Poland activating Article 4, which is like consultations article, but more intense. And I think, yeah, that's about that. Just threatening NATO to see response, US doing absolutely nothing. Putin has disappointed. Well, Trump is busy having his spaghetti, so... and also stopping the war between Azerbaijan and Albania for the third time. Only this time he said Azerbaijan instead of Azerbaijan, but Albania remained the same. So he is busy, you guys, he's busy. People should check from the map how small Estonia is. Compared to that, 12 minutes is really long. That's a very good point, Mu. Exactly. So, yeah, if you look at the map, it really helps, put things in perspective, especially if you look at Estonia on the, bigger map of Europe. Yeah, it's like the three of them are the size. I think they're slightly bigger than Donbass. I remember checking. But yeah, the eastern Ukraine, for instance, is significantly bigger, I think. Okay, I have to do some extra research on that, on the actual size. But yes, when you remember how, small Estonia is, all of a sudden, 12 minutes in the airspace sounds way more threatening. Can I deport to Ukraine, says Mike. Wait, who? Do you want to deport yourself? Or me? Or all of us? Who? I don't think you can, though, so... Oh, thank you, Adrian. Thank you. Zena, do you think these provocations will make EU states investing more money weapons to Ukraine to push against Russia? Ideally, it has to. If everyone keeps their heads cool, and if everyone is continuing to look at the bigger picture, I think it should. The worry that we were discussing in the past, that some of the weapons that could potentially be meant for Ukraine will be instead taken, for the European countries that are facing these attacks, I think it's a valid concern to have. But at the same time, thank you, Sandra. At the same time, I think it's important to remember, first of all, we already have certain contract sets in place on which the European partners, I'm sure, will deliver. And the Americans will deliver too. We're also going to discuss some of the deliveries upcoming from the US as well. We already have this new Pearl system working, right? And this is already, we're talking months of weapons in advance. Also, the types of systems that we are using and the types of systems that the European countries, the NATO countries are using, very different. Like even in this particular case, look at this, right? F-35s. We do not have F-35s. We barely have F-16s. So, so the fact that there are different weapons, I think it's also important. The key priority for Ukraine right now is the drones, different types of drones. And I think on that, everyone is planning to deliver. We were just discussing last time, it was a week ago, but we were discussing last time that the Rheinmetall CEO was discussing all of these upcoming deliveries for Ukraine. So I believe everyone will be, will keep eyes on the prize and remember that it's vital to continue supporting Ukraine, at least, in the situation that we're currently facing. So just based on what I'm seeing, just based on the trends, this is what it looks like. It's not just me being, optimistic and hoping for the best. You can actually see some of those things playing out in real time, right? The contracts that were signed, the deliveries that are ongoing, so the deliveries that are planned. Not all of them are announced, which is good. You already know my take on that. You know that I believe we do not have everything announced during the wartime. But yeah, I think it's not as pessimistic as I thought at first, because at first I was concerned. I was like, okay, oh boy, we're about to see less weapons for Ukraine. But I don't know, after thinking and looking at the patterns and looking at what we're dealing with realistically, hopefully it will be fine. Loris, I'm done with the far right. I think this is like all of us. I think this is all of us collectively. We're just done with them. But unfortunately, they're here to stay, and they're not done with us. So we will have to do something about it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Direwolves. Thank you. Thank you, Zvezh. Zvezh. Okay, I need a little drink, you guys. I'm gonna have my lemonade, my Italian sparkling drink. Limone e menta. Okay. They're dominating the soft drinks market here, honestly. Rightfully so. I like Italian soft drinks very much. So yeah, just one more look. Not sponsored, everybody. There we go. San Pellegrino, everybody. Needs no introduction. Okay, cheers. Cheers, you guys. Yes, it is very much limone and menta. Perhaps too much. Ooh, it has a little kick. Okay. Alrighty then. Right, Megan. They're so good. I love them. I have like 10. I had 10 in the last, 5 days. It's dangerous. I'm getting addicted. Yes, I am. I'm currently in France. This is hence the wall. Not meaning that all the houses in France have such walls, but Estonia is small indeed, but Tallinn is always home. Yes, as it should be. Again, we're not trying to I'm not trying to be like condescending about this. It's just, when discussing the war, I think it's very important to remember, because like, for instance, this is something that I didn't realize before the war began, the full-scale war began in Ukraine, how important the size of the country is, which is now, in retrospect, it's so stupid. It's like the first thing you should be thinking about. Of course it matters, right? Everything depends on it. And now we're realizing, partially it's because of the size of the country that they couldn't do so many things that they could have potentially done, if we were smaller. So, and, on the other hand, it also changes. I would imagine the strategy of defending Estonia would be much, much different from the strategies that we implemented in Ukraine. Obviously, it's not like we had any other choice, thinking back to the days when we had to, our forces had to drag the Russians into the territory as deep as they could and then cut off their logistics and just burn them from air. Obviously, with smaller territory, this is not something that would be possible, but then you have other advantages going for you. So Donbass is around 53.2 square kilometers and Estonia is 45. Okay, so I'm way off then. Sorry, everyone. Okay, so Estonia is 45.3, right? And Donbass is 53.2. Okay, this is what happens, first of all, when you're very bad with numbers, like I am, and also when you rely too much on the map, because you know how map distorts things. You know how there are these different websites that you can use to see the actual size of things. Yeah, I should be using that more. I should just start dragging countries on top of each other instead of doing whatever. What's with Albania? Trump believes that he settled the war between Azerbaijan and Albania. First of all, he didn't. Second of all, there is no such thing as Azerbaijan. It's Azerbaijan. And also the problems that are between Azerbaijan, they're not between Azerbaijan and Albania. Oh, thank you, Mirja. Hi, good to see you. It's Azerbaijan and Armenia. Right, like the instant situation, the most recent one with the Artsakh, right, Nagorno-Karabakh. It was with Armenia. It was, but he believes he settled it, and he believes that it was between Azerbaijan and. Actually, I think I had a clip somewhere. Let me see. Oh, everything is burning in Ukraine, unfortunately, as always. That's the Kharkiv. Maybe I had the clip. Of course, it's the golden statue of Trump, and this is him eating spaghetti while we're at it. We're also live on YouTube, everybody, if you would like to join us on YouTube to see the things that I'm showing. My favorite thing about this particular picture, it's not Trump devouring his spaghetti. It's the face of King Charles. What a wonderful thing, because Trump just had his state visit to the UK, you guys, and it gave us the memes, the sheer number of memes that it gave us, it was something. I have never seen Charles so visibly disturbed as he is at Trump eating his spaghetti. Okay. Also, by the looks of it, it looks like he's still giving a speech or something, Charles. And wonderful. Thomas is asking, Azena, can you tell me how to join the Sundays live as a Patreon supporter? I was looking for the link last Sunday but could not find it. Do it. So it's available. I usually post it like about a day before, the stream. So I will be posting it tomorrow. And yeah, it should be up. So hopefully it will be okay. But yeah, you can access it through Patreon and also through our, what used to be subscribers only. Oh, hello, Cinderella. Subscribers only tab. Now it's the super fan because TikTok decided to be all cool about it. So yeah, it's either that or this. The Patreon is linked in the bio to those of you who do not know. And yeah, super fan stuff. It's all up on TikTok. We will be live on Sunday, same time as last week. So I hope it works out this time around. Anyway, that was Trump and his spaghetti. And also, while that was happening, the protesters in the UK were tossing JD Vance around at the Stop Trump protest in Parliament Square. Oh wait, that was loud. So they had these balls with JD Vance's face. And not how I envisioned this going.
Try and keep it away from the cameras, people. Send it backwards. There we go. Let's pop that down there.
Yeah, so that was spectacular. I love that. Yeah, just it should be working. Hopefully, check it out if you're interested. Yeah, the Charles's face, right? Yeah, and in the meantime, the people were tossing around JD Vance because, of course, why not? Thank you, Cinderella. Thank you. Now, it's Armenia, but in Trump's mind, it's Albania because he thinks it's the same thing. He doesn't know the difference. So, and first time he ever said it, thank you, Direwolf, being both here and there. The first time Trump ever said it, I thought, okay, maybe he misspoke. Maybe he just, maybe he's confused. Things happen. Second time he said it, I was like, wait, I don't think he knows what Armenia is. Third time he said it, yeah, now I'm confident. The man has no idea. So yeah, anyway, that's some JD Vance tossing for the YouTube people. Do I have the Trump Azerbaijan clip on here somewhere? No, wait, I must have had it. And the funniest part about it was also, yes, there we go. Okay, we're gonna look at it. You guys, it's on YouTube. You have 3 seconds to go on YouTube if you would like to see this wonderful clip. Oh, thank you, Furman. Hello. Okay. Is the sound on? It should be on.
And the fact that one's not...
Okay, that is very, very quiet. It's too quiet. We won't be able to hear this genius. Just a moment. Okay.
And the fact that one's not settled. To think that we settled Azerbaijan and...
So the way he said it, he stopped, right? So he says Aber, and then he stops, and he clearly realizes that something is wrong, but then he proceeds to say Bajan. Aber, Bajan. Okay.
Albania.
In Albania.
It was going on for years. It was never going to be settled. If you remember, the Prime Minister, the presidents, they were there for many years. They said, when they were in my office, we settled.
Okay, one more time.
That one's not settled. To think that we settled Azerbaijan and Albania as an example. It was going on for years. It was never going to be settled.
Oof. Oh, that was the highlight of my day. That was incredible. And Keir Starmer's face is priceless. Azerbaijan and Albania, you guys. So I know, Chelsea, I'm sorry. But yeah, what else can we do, right? We can all only laugh at this. One more time, you guys, for the people in the back who haven't come to YouTube yet. One more Azerbaijan for all of you just joining us in.
One's not settled. To think that we settled Azerbaijan and Albania as an example. It was going on for years.
For years, Azerbaijan and Albania were added. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, President Trump, for that. Vicky says they have activated Article 4. Really? Estonia? And here I am busy with Azerbaijan and Albania. Okay, maybe not for now. Wait, let me open Reuters and see. Brazen incursion. Is there any updates to this? Airspace violation unacceptable. Wait, where did you see it? Could you please let me know? Because for some reason, is it on... I'm not seeing it. Anyway, Vicky, please let me know. And then we'll have to look it up. In the meantime, sorry TikTok peeps, I forgot about you with Azerbaijan and Albania. Hello, matey, good to see you. You solved it by talking to... Do you guys have any sources on the 4th article? Why am I not seeing it? Is it because my mind is clouded? What is happening? Oh, thank you everybody. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Direwolf. Okay, well, we've already seen that. Why do I get this information from a random Polish news guy on Twitter? And a bunch of One Piece as always. Let me see, maybe he has something. For some reason, this guy is usually on point. It's this random Polish account named Łukasz Bok. He usually breaks news for me and then I check them. But anyway, for now, I do not see any confirmation. We'll have to wait for the mainstream sources to break this, you guys. We'll have to see. Old Russia. Wait, what? Starmer's face was priceless with the entire Azerbaijan conundrum. It was but well, he kept it classy, so good for him. My Twitter feed is useless. Oh, thank you. Hello, Bram. Anyway, you guys, let me know. Kristen Michal. Okay, wait, how do you spell that? Okay, I see. Prime Minister of the Republic of Estonia. Why am I not following you yet? Okay, yes, 18 minutes ago. You guys, you're so good at it. And I'm so slow today, sorry. This morning, 3 Russian MiG-31 fighter jets entered Estonian airspace. NATO fighters responded, and the Russian planes were forced to flee. Such violation is totally unacceptable. The government of Estonia has decided to request NATO Article 4 consultations. Okay. Wow. So yeah, this just ended. It's the Article 4, you guys. So... most likely what we're going to see after that is the reinforcement of the Estonian airspace, finally. Long time coming. Should have been done, honestly, before the first time the Russian jets breached the Estonian airspace. We will see increased presence of the NATO troops in Estonia. Again, good. That's a good thing. And we'll see what else. We'll see what else. Because in Poland, so we couldn't really see the exact results of them invoking the Article 4 because it coincided with the Zapad 2025, the West 2025 military drills in Belarus. So the reinforcement of the Polish border that we have seen from the NATO countries also had to do with that. And it's hard to say, okay, which parts of it were them calling in the Article 4, and has any of those parts actually been Article 4? and which parts of it were them trying to act preemptively in case something happens with those drills in Belarus. So, but all right, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, thank you guys for letting me know. You should be the ones streaming. Here I am loving Azerbaijan, and so many important things are happening. Hello, Andrea. Hello. Good morning. Northern California. Oh, Jose, that sounds nice. Article 5 when? Probably never. Hopefully never. But looking at the way things are going, yeah, at least for now, Article 4 is the best that we will be getting. And again, it's better than nothing. It's better than everyone just simply ignoring what's happening, as they have been for a very long time. Not the people to whose countries it was happening. They're very much awake and aware. But the rest of the allied forces, we've already talked about this before, right, you guys? So, yeah. Доброго дня, Breme. It's all over Finnish news. Well, that makes total sense. I need more Finnish sources. Can you recommend some good Finnish papers for me? Obviously, it's fine if it's in Finnish. I'll just use the Google Translate. But yeah, I need to add them to my roster. You know, the cool people have rosters of their lovers, and I have the roster of the newspapers in different languages that I'm monitoring. So yeah, well, welcome then. Welcome, David. He doesn't know Albania from Armenia. I know, you guys. Just hopefully, right? One would hope that by the third time he would mention Azerbaijan and Armenia, he would. But no, why do that when you can just say things for the sake of saying them, I guess. Okay. What else did I want? Okay, and then I also wanted to discuss Poland. And I also wanted to discuss the pipe in Kupyansk. We're going to discuss that too. And the AI-controlled drones. Yes, that's going to be our next topic of choice. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot that. Okay, thank you. Good evening, Baileys. How are you? Hello. Okay, I just screenshotted these. I will check them out. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I need to broaden my horizons, because I think recently it's been just, a bit stale. And I'm missing out on some important coverage. I am, thank you. Still a little sick, so this is why the voice is a bit off. So apologies for that. I just assume no one in Trump's administration wants to say that it's Azerbaijan. They're afraid to get fired. I don't think they know that it's Azerbaijan. And I don't think they care, unfortunately. Looking at the trend with these people, I wouldn't be surprised if they just didn't care enough. They believe he has already settled everything and he has fixed everything. I mean, they did... Oh, thank you, Alaska. Happy Friday. How are you doing? Thank you. They did come up with a solution. I just don't think it's gonna fix anything, honestly. But okay, that's a whole different can of worms. Okay, everybody, AI-controlled drone swarms in the I don't even know how to call this category of news. The man-made horrors, I guess, beyond our imagination. AI-controlled drone swarms set to transform combat on battlefield. So we talk about this all the time, right? How the drones will be. They are already changing the battlefield, they're changing the warfare, the future of the warfare. How about AI-controlled drone swarms? Oh my god. You would think, okay, this is just some, weird Silicon Valley meets Raytheon, God knows what type of situation, probably, miles away, years away. No, we're about to receive some, you guys. The new software has yet to be used on the battlefield, but Otarian that's the name of the company. A US-German startup that has recently unveiled a drone swarm strike engine is shipping 33,000 of those. The artificial intelligent drone strike kits to Ukraine by the end of this year as part of a contract with the Pentagon. One good thing is that at least these will be tested, for a good cause. So, okay, I guess. I mean, it's by this point in time we can all see, right? It's inevitable. These things will be implemented. These systems will become mainstream. They will be integrated into the regular armed forces. Okay, at least here, they will be helping us repel the Russian invasion. So I guess that's good. It said these systems could be upgraded with NEMICs to be deployable in coordinated swarms. Okay, militaries know that it will saturate their defenses. Everybody's talking about swarming. They're all wary of swarming. Honestly, by this point in time, I think it's a bit late news. I remember everybody was really worried about swarming like a year ago. Okay, maybe there's something I don't know. We'll see. The next iteration of drone warfare, everyone. Just terrifying. Okay, it doesn't want to play the video. It's fine. The swarms allow a single soldier to control multiple drones, allowing attack strategies that automatically seek to outfox and overwhelm enemy defenses. Okay, well, all of this is just them talking. So yeah, we will be seeing the results of these at work pretty soon. So yeah, right? Terminator, exactly. This is where we are, Dad. So this is where we are collectively. But yeah, I guess, a win is a win. So a win is a win. I know, right? Wouldn't that be nice if we did? The new torpedo-looking drone, there you go. Why not? Do you think the recent attacks on Russian oil refineries will help the war effort? Yes. I actually do know that it helps the war effort, and not just because of the deficit of the gas and everything that has to do with the byproducts of oil on the occupied territories, but that's one of those things. Anything that directly affects their wallet, it's good. Hello, Sammy. It's a good thing. So I would say, yeah. It's just that, will we actually see the results? Will it be the collapse of the... Thank you. I don't think it's going to be as dramatic as many people would like for it to be, right? Everything just collapsing and the front collapsing. No, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be more gradual. Thank you. But yeah, it definitely has its effect. I even had an article somewhere, that I wanted to discuss, but then get distracted by Trump and his spaghetti. Something about the refineries. Because we just had yet another one in Volgograd, I think, that also randomly exploded. I wonder what happened. Let me see if I have this article somewhere. Instead, I have the former Polish president Lech Wałęsa bathing in beer. A little timeline cleanse to those of you who are on YouTube with us. How about that? Before we get into the oil refineries and the horrors, the man-made horrors, and continue with the drones and stuff, how about Lech Wałęsa in beer? Because why not? My name is Ksenia, but I also go by Zena. You can call me, whichever one works for you, basically, but it's actually Ksenia. So Zena was my nickname when I was teaching in Japan. It was easier for my Japanese students to pronounce. Yep, it's Ksenia, exactly. Although in the Western Ukrainian regions they call me Oksana, because that's Ukrainian for Ksenia. But I don't mind Ksenia because it's a Greek name, so why not? And also I've been Ksenia my whole life. Okay, a little timeline cleanse. Okay, no, I want to stare at him for a little bit. Just look at him, just enjoying his life. Look at his mustache. You guys, it's up on YouTube. If you want to see the Wałęsa in beer, please go to YouTube. It's wonderful. Wonderful bathtub, full of beer. And then there are bottles of beer. And then there's a keg of beer too, I assume. Just living it up. Why not? Honestly, God bless. yeah, ideally, right? It should be slowing down the war machine. This is the concept behind these strikes. What Russians are trying to depict as terrorism, actually, because yeah, what else would they say? But yeah, it's been a long time coming retaliation. Back when they just begun those strikes on the Russian oil refineries, it was seen as this massive. Well, they tried to depict it as a massive escalation, while continuously taking out our power, right, hitting our universities and hospitals and shopping malls, as they did recently. And recently they even started bragging about it openly. They hit an epicenter. It's this massive Ukrainian, like, I don't know, home goods store, I guess you can call it that. But they sell everything at epicenter. Recently they hit it deliberately, a deliberate strike, targeted strike, and they were bragging about it. like it's a cool thing to do, just taking out malls. But when it's the oil refineries, it's terrorism. Sure. Anyway, where's the article? I lost it. Which direction was I scrolling? Okay, I don't think I will find it, I'm afraid. I bookmarked too many things and now I'm confused, which is a very common thing for me, unfortunately. Oh, that's another thing that I wanted to discuss, if I don't forget. By the way, this is yet another video of what driving under an anti-drone net looks like. It's from 47th Brigade, called Magura. You can see it's a bit surreal, right? The anti-drone net glistening in the sun. Yeah. While we're on the topic of the drones. Okay, one more time. If anyone is just joining on YouTube, I'm gonna play it one more time. Great to see you too. Hello, welcome. Welcome. Discussing the drones. It really sucks to see, this type of thing. I honestly never thought I would see something like this in my lifetime, but at least it works. It works because it protects. What's the purpose of these? I guess most of you already know what's the point of these nets that we used to cover our roads and cities with. Is to protect the logistics from the enemy drone strikes, and it's to protect the civilian cars and the civilian population as well, because in the frontline areas, the human safaris, right, so the deliberate attacks on the civilian population using the FPV drones, they have become a common occurrence by now. So the only countermeasure to that, it's the anti-drone nets. So there's that. Sorry, still sick, you guys. Apologies. This is Putin on the training grounds. Because remember, right, they were having these military drills. Yeah, this is the article. Transneft, this is the Russian oil company, has warned suppliers of a possible reduction in oil production due to drone attacks. Right, so you can see this is one of the main results of those, the ones that have already been documented. No, I don't want it translated into Ukrainian. I want it translated into English. But yeah, it's basically, that's it. It's what it sounds like. Transneft's oil pipeline company has warned manufacturers that they will have to cut production volumes due to Ukrainian drone attacks on large ports and refineries. Ports was actually a new one, but we discussed it, I think, last time, the attacks on Primorsk. This is reported by Reuters, citing its sources in the industry. The company has already limited the ability to store oil in its pipeline system and warned of a possible further reduction in volumes in the event of new strikes on its infrastructure, which are coming, obviously. As a result, suppliers will probably have to reduce oil production. In total, according to the calculations of Ukrainian military officials and Reuters sources in Russian industry, due to the strikes of Ukrainian UAVs, 10 refineries and 2 ports, right, were damaged, which is a lot. And just a couple of days ago, we had yet another strike on their oil refineries in Volgograd that I just mentioned before. So that's on the topic of the oil refineries. Hello, good to see you guys. Welcome to YouTube. Welcome to YouTube. I'm saying it like I'm Mark Zuckerberg. Welcome to Facebook. Okay, I wanted to talk about the pipe in Kupyansk. So, the one that was allegedly flooded by our forces. But first we have to look, unfortunately, at the Russians climbing down that pipe. So, what you're looking at right now is exactly what I just said. It's the Russian soldiers using a former pipeline, gas pipeline, I believe, to climb towards our territory and to storm our positions. And they actually quite effectively used it. They have managed to advance for a couple of kilometers into the center of the city of Kupyansk. Kupyansk is a town in Kharkiv region of Ukraine. It's eastern Ukraine. Let me show you on the map. Deep state map, just a moment. Be able to find it just like that. There it is, right? Okay, so just to give you an idea, so eastern Ukraine, this is Kharkiv, and here we have Kupyansk. As you can see, the reason why it's in green on this map is because it used to be occupied by the Russians in 2022, and then it was liberated by our forces, but as you can see, they're now back. And this is the red part, is the territory that they have already recaptured. The ones that are in this like sort of reddish grayish color, it's the gray area, and this is their advancement towards Kupyansk. So their main goal, apparently as of recently, was to advance towards the towards the center of the city of Kupyansk, and they decided to use the pipe for that, which was thank you, Maddie, thank you so much, yay. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. So yeah, they used the pipe. And according to our official sources, the pipe was flooded. Unfortunately, we do not have any... Thank you. We do not have any confirmations of that. Although I'm not entirely sure I would like to see that, if I'm being very honest with you. I don't think I want to see these people drowning in the pipeline. But yeah, that was something that Mew suggested during the previous live when we were discussing what could possibly be done about this pipeline. And Mew was like, well, it could be flooded. And I was like, no way, this is not going to happen. But yeah, apparently it's possible. We'll see if there's going to be any video confirmations of that. But yeah, the situation remains very, very complicated on that particular part of the front. Sorry, guys. Let me see. Oh, hello, Josh. Hello. How are you doing today? Thank you. Thank you. I'm good. Don't worry about me. But we're also these days, the schedule for the lives is a little bit hectic, but I'm trying to do Wednesday, Friday, and then Sundays our subscribers only. Oh, now it's super fans only, I guess. Super fans only live. Oh, thank you, David. Thank you. Howdy. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, guys. So yeah, but that one will be available through the subscription on here and also through Patreon, which is linked in the bio if you're interested. If not, it's fine. Or is it? No, it's fine. I'm not going to be one of those people. You guys immediately subscribe. No, we're not doing that. Anyway, as you can see on the map right here, the situation, yeah. And this is like, obviously it's the unofficial map, but even on that you can see that the situation is getting pretty complicated in this location. But yeah, that's on the pipe. That's on the pipe, everybody. Another thing that I wanted to discuss was the Polish border with Belarus, because there was a surprising nuance to it that I didn't know about. First of all, let's look at the map. Let's look at the map of Poland and Belarus. As you can see, they have quite an extensive border, and we're going to be discussing that in a moment. It is an efficient way, right? Well, hopefully it is. Hopefully it is. We'll see. This was the official statement from one of our people on the matter. it's going to be efficient if it actually stops the advancement, right? This is when we will be like, okay, phew, thank God. I don't know. My mom is sending me pictures of Mish. At first she was very sad. So whenever I leave, Mish first gets very sad. But then she starts adapting because she's a dog, right? So she is quite an adaptable creature. But yeah, she has been nervous. So one thing that she never does, she never sleeps on my bed. Well, I don't have a bed, I have a sofa. Like a kid's sofa because my room is very small. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But Mish never sleeps with me, never sleeps in my bed, never jumps on my sofa. Just, she doesn't like it. But a couple of days ago she did. She jumped on my sofa and she tried to take a little nap. So I guess she misses me and I miss her too. But yeah, I will be back soon. So we will see each other soon, hopefully. Now Chewy, on the other hand, Chewy is ecstatic. That's the dog that hates me, you guys. She's having time of her life without me, and yeah, she hopes I never come back. So good to hear that. All right, the border, you guys. So yeah, this thing right here, it's the border between Poland and Belarus, and recently it was closed due to the drills, right? The military drills in Belarus, the Zapad 2025. Before that, yeah, it was opened. From time to time, there would be some limitations, right, depending on the sanctions. But yeah, it continued. The trade continued, right? The movement of the people continued. If you were in Warsaw, by chance, maybe some of you were in the last couple of years, you would notice that there were buses from Warszawa Zachodnia leaving for Belarus just daily, pretty much, right? So there are buses boarding for Minsk. But wait until I tell you there are buses going to Kaliningrad as well, also from Belarus and back. Yeah, so everything was going on as normal, business as usual, but because of the military drill being such an obvious escalation and a perceived danger to Poland, and thank you, Josh, is this a kitten? Thank you. The border was shut down, and Lukashenko was not happy about it, of course. Thank you, Bram. Thank you, guys, for the support. I appreciate it. Obviously, Lukashenko was not happy about it, but then again, when is he ever happy? That's the guy that has been weaponizing this border for a very long time. Even prior to the beginning of the full-scale invasion, he was sending all of these poor migrants to this border to storm it and to try and send them into Poland and create chaos in Poland. And it was this massive controversy between Poland and Belarus. So, yeah, there are layers to the situation. But yeah, then all of a sudden there was a very long talk between, I believe, Polish Foreign Minister Sikorsky and the Chinese Foreign Minister. Why do you think they were talking about that? Well, apparently this is a major trading point for EU-China trade. Belarus is the transit state for the EU's trade with China. Something that I didn't know. I guess I should have guessed, considering how heavy China was investing in Belarus and how major Chinese presence is in Belarus and how they're, working their ways around Lukashenko. But yeah, 25 billion euro worth of goods annually, right? It's the China-EU railway trade going through Belarus. And this is what they were talking about. So this is what China and Poland were talking about reopening it, because what about the money, right? Everybody wants their money. So yeah, and now the question is, will they reopen the border, right? Will they reopen the border? Because everybody wants that sweet cash flow to return. China has invested pretty heavily into that. So, Interesting what's going to happen. But what was built, this is a quote from Political, as a temporary precaution, right, so the closing of the border, now looks open-ended, with the government citing concern for the safety of Polish citizens. Long time coming. Jesus, take the ball. Anyway, and adding that traffic will be restored once the border is fully safe, which is a very interesting way to put it, because we've just discussed, right, how there's so many ways in which Lukashenko made the border unsafe. This move comes a moment of high diplomatic tension. Oh, you don't say Political. You don't say that it's a point of high diplomatic tension. And yes, the shutdown hits a trade route that moves 90% of rail freight between China and the EU. Yeah, I had no idea. The corridor accounts for 3.7% of all EU-China trade, up from 2.1% a year earlier. A lifeline for e-commerce giants like Temu and Shein. You guys, how will we live? How will you live in the European Union without Temu and Shein? I don't know. Yeah, so that's interesting. Now, I think the biggest question is whether or not they will reopen it. Because honestly, the pessimistic side in me thinks that they will, and everybody will go back to, the way things were. But at the same time, we did see the unprecedented escalation with the drones, right? And with the, mostly with the drones, but also with the drills. The drills and the drones, the drones and the drills. The complete border closure is a crucial problem, not only for transport and logistics, but for the whole economy. I don't know what to tell you, man. Artur Kalisiak said this, strategic projects director at the Transport and Logistics Poland Industry Association. Wake up, my friend. Some 10,000 Belarusian drivers employed by Polish transport firm. Yes, you heard correctly. 10,000 Belarusian drivers employed by Polish transport firms. That's an incredible thing to do. I also think you should add more Russians. I think you should employ Russians, Belarusian, North Koreans, and in thousands, and put them all directly in charge of your most sensitive infrastructure, because what? Okay. And they're now unable to return to work in Poland. Yeah. I don't know, for some reason it surprised me. Oh, hello, Tim. Good to see you. We're just discussing the EU trade with what I thought was Belarus, but apparently with China. Then again, I don't know why I was even surprised, because what could Lukashenko possibly sell to European Union? Potatoes, mustaches. Of course it's someone else using him as transit. At least it's not the Russians, so I guess, sure, we'll take that. Yeah, Josh, we've already talked about that, but they did. And Estonia activated Article 4 as a response. Thank you, Rachel. That's very, very sweet of you to say. Right, Move, that's exactly what I hope for as well, that it will stay closed. Hopefully, again, fingers crossed. Ideally, but we'll see. We'll see what China and Poland will be discussing. Oh, that was such a massive meme. Thank you 10 times. That was very sweet of you to say. Right, so I don't know. I was just exactly right. What? Oh, oh, thank you, Josh. Oh, hi, Dave and Zoe. Hello. Yep, that's exactly what the Belarusian Minister for Trade looks like, I imagine. Just a giant potato man. Anyway, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. This is going to be a very sensitive topic in the upcoming days. The Poland's border, ideally, of course, ideally it has to remain closed. But again, with everything we have seen in the last, couple of years, I wouldn't be surprised if they bargain some sort of deal. Thank you, Dave. And and opened the SOB, reopened. I mean, hopefully they will not. Hopefully they will not. Something else I wanted to talk about. And okay, we're gonna go back to the top because I had some other things I wanted to talk about. That I have. While we're on the topic of Belarus, you guys, yes. We have talked about this already. We have talked about how the Trump administration lifted the sanctions from the Belarusian state-owned company Belavia. And how it came as this move of trying to sway Lukashenko, I guess, back, I'm not even sure if back is the right word here, but yeah, away from Putin and into the American arms, and also perhaps as a precaution, to the backdrop of the drills. Anyway, some sort of deal was made that ended in, thankfully, a good thing. A good result of that deal was that some of the political prisoners were released from Lukashenko's prisons, which is good. But in return, the United States lifted the sanctions from the Belarusian Belavia company. And obviously, immediately this raised a question of how will Russia be able to benefit from this lifting of the sanctions, because of course it will. And many people immediately pointed out, okay, most likely they will be now able to purchase, to become this middleman in purchasing the parts for the Russian planes, because the Russian plane fleet has been, it's been reported, I think, quite widely on how many problems they're facing with parts for their airplanes and how the sanctions made it very difficult for them to obtain the necessary parts. Not anymore. So yeah, the United States allowed Belavia, this is this Belarusian state-owned company, to purchase spare parts for its aircraft. Now these details will be able to get to Russia, obviously, right? Who doubted that? No one did, right? So the US Office for Foreign Assets has officially allowed the Belarusian airline Belavia to purchase spare parts and new aircraft, removing the sanction restrictions. This opens up Russian companies for an opportunity to purchase parts for their aircraft, bypassing sanctions through Belarus, as they have done in the past. Famously, after 2014, 2015 sanctions were introduced from the Western countries as a response to the Russian aggression against Ukraine, so the annexation of Crimea, beginning of the war in Donbass. Belarus became this middleman, and it was this massive meme in the Russian-speaking spheres of the internet, I guess, like the world-famous Belarusian salmon, for instance, right? Well, the world-famous Belarusian shrimp, and hamon, and the rest of the stuff that that normally, right, Russians wouldn't be able to get because of the sanctions, but using Belarus as a middleman, they could, because Belarus was not sanctioned. And so Belarus would import these things and then, just send them to Russia, to the Russian consumer. So, now it's that, but with the parts for their aircrafts, which is much more devastating than hamon, if you ask me. But, that's just one of the consequences of the sanctions getting lifted. Unfortunately. Okay, let me open something neutral. Just gonna open Deep State for now. Right. I mean, most politicians suck, so you don't have to apologize. But yeah, we're not the biggest fans of his in this chat. But then again, we don't really like any politicians in this chat, I believe, which is the way it should be. That's the healthy way of things and way of life. Okay, now I think I said hello to you guys. I am safe, all is good, don't worry. I'm just temporarily away. I'll be back. I will be back, don't worry. I have been for some time. I will return, and then I'll probably leave again, so just trying to go back to, the way things used to be for me. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Angie. All right. Wait. Yeah, this was something that we have already discussed. We have just talked about this. I think we've already covered most of the topics, surprisingly. And here's Melania looking like a hamburglar. How about that? No, wait, I had some other things I wanted to talk about. I'm just forgetting because I'm still weak, everybody. So sorry for that. If today is gonna be a shorter one, don't get mad at me, okay? I'm still recovering from this weird, I don't know what this is. I've never had anything like this. Whatever that is, a cold, a flu, God knows what. Yeah, Josh, that's a very healthy way to treat them. Oh, thank you, Jillian. That's very sweet of you to say. Okay, what do we think about Melania? looking like a hamburglar. She did rock some weird fits during their state visit to the UK. But obviously, this is a meme-ified version. She didn't actually look like this. But yeah, some interesting choices of the outfits. Okay, I guess, why not? At least, I wouldn't say at least she's not orange, but now that I'm looking, yeah, I think they're both kind of orange. Charles is pleasantly pink. Camilla is also orange. What is going on? I can't with these people. I cannot. Oh, it's soup. Thank you, Zoe. I love me some soup. I need to make me some soup, honestly. The site is plagued by Russian bots. Why do you do this to yourself? I mean, I think during the live streams recently, it's been better, significantly better. And not just because my activity is just lower overall, but I don't know, in general, I just feel like their attention has shifted to other things. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it's been tolerable, I think. The worst ones that we've been getting recently weren't actually the Russian bots, right? It's usually the MAGA people yelling at me, like, how dare you disrespect JD Vance, stuff like that. But yeah, the moderators will correct me if I'm wrong. She has some interesting hat choices at times, right? She definitely does. Oh, hello, Eminem. Good to see you. Perhaps I'm not convinced that Melania is human. I think she probably left a part of herself, like a human part of herself somewhere along the way. She had to sacrifice it because otherwise, how do you even live with, Another thing, Julian, while we're on the topic of this app, I mean, the algorithm is still pretty good. I don't know if they will fix it, if they will destroy it with all of the changes coming in. They have now postponed the infamous TikTok deal, right? So it was supposed to be signed. They have now postponed it till December 16th for the US again. So it's hard to say how this will affect the rest of us, or will there be some additional regulations introduced for the rest of us from our wonderful governments. But for now, I think it still has probably the best algorithm in the game for reaching new people, that's for sure, even now. So even when my numbers are low, I still reach new people whenever I post, for instance, or whenever I go live. So that's not something that, for instance, happens on YouTube. I also go live on YouTube. Yes, we're also live on YouTube, everybody, reminder. If you want to see Melania in her hamburglar fit, this is your chance. This is your chance. Okay, I had some other funny things I wanted to show you. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. Thank you for putting in the hearts. The heart maze. TikTok really likes those recently. That's Trump. Trump spends entire UK trip trying to figure out where he knows Prince Andrew from. That's from The Onion. It's another thing that Zelensky did. Oh God, they signed a new law in Ukraine which restricts access to the real estate register, and it's already been heavily criticized by all of the anti-corruption agencies that they continue fighting and dismantling. It's an ongoing thing. We're gonna talk more in depth about it. Well, I will make my main from Ukraine monthly update for Patreon. I'm going to talk about that, and maybe on Sunday we will also touch deeper if you guys are interested in that, because today it's just going to ruin my mood. That's something that I wanted to discuss. Wait, there we go. The fact that Trump just nixed 400 million in Taiwan military aid. Yeah, that was interesting, because last time I already talked about Taiwan briefly, and I promise you we will be keeping an eye out on Taiwan. So, yeah, that's something I wanted to touch upon a little bit. Please use the block and ban feature liberally. I think we do, especially recently. I used to be much nicer. Oh, thank you, Jillian. I used to be much nicer, and I used to, try and be understanding of these people, and, try and talk to them and explain things to them. Not anymore. No. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. We had a good run, but no. If someone is being an a-hole, we're just, yeah, we're just kicking them out because life's too short. Occasionally we get the entertaining ones, and then, yeah, sometimes it's fun to talk to them because some people, yeah, just the way their brains work truly fascinates me. But everybody. Lucille wants to know what happened with the bat. Okay, you guys, a week ago I had a bat flying during my live stream. The biggest issue, I still haven't figured out how did he get in. So that's the massive question that I will still probably have to learn the answer for the hard way. Anyway, the bat got in. He hung out with me for about an hour, named him Harold. He crawled somehow under the fridge and sat there. I got him out of the fridge, spilled a bunch of water. Anyway, and then I let him out. I put him in like a little plastic container and a cardboard underneath, and then he flew into the beautiful French night, so he's fine. The aid for Taiwan, everybody. Obviously, I think you already know the answer. You already know the answer why it was nixed. Because he really needs to, he wants to strike a deal with C. He wants to strike a deal with C and with China. And yeah, the belief, I guess, is that if they either postpone or cancel the shipments of those weapons for Taiwan, it will help things out. Oh, thank you, True. I'm sorry, I couldn't read your name, but thank you. Yeah, this is. It looks like this is the goal here, to appease China, which we all know how well this tends to work out, huh? Appeasement. So yeah, Trump declined to approve more than 400 million in military aid to Taiwan this summer as he tries to negotiate a trade deal and potential summit with Chinese leader Xi, according to 5 people familiar with the matter. 5 people. This is Washington Post, I believe, writing this. Yeah, I think so. The decision, which may still be reversed. So yeah, this is interesting, right? Depending on how this goes. So if it works out, then fine. If not, then it will be reversed. So we're playing this little game here, which, yeah, this is what they do all the time. But yeah, if it stays, it will be a U-turn towards Taiwan. He had some pretty questionable rhetoric, but then again, I remember that it's Trump, and I'm like, on which didn't he have a questionable rhetoric? And on Taiwan and on China as well. But yeah, so the package was worth more than 400 million and would have been more lethal than past rounds of aid to Taiwan, including munitions and autonomous drones again. In a statement, the White House official said the decision on the aid package had not yet been finalized. So, yeah. And Taiwan didn't really comment on this yet. I don't think there has been any comment on the situation. So, I guess because it's still up in the air and it still can change, depending on how the meeting with Xi will go and depending on how this trade deal will work out. So, yeah, we'll be keeping an eye out on that, you guys. Darcy says your Instagram stories about Harold were hilarious. We're really bonded. Harold the Bat and I, yeah, I like to believe that we grew close and there was something special between us, but he didn't bite me. He could have. I didn't hurt him. I was really careful. I was very gentle with Harold because he has a very tender body. I never saw a bat up close. I only saw them when they're like hanging out, sleeping in the caves when we were climbing in the caves in the Crimean mountains like years ago. So I saw them in their sleeping poses, I guess. I've never seen one this close. He's like so soft, like a little gummy. But yeah, he was fine. He was fine. Oh, Moo left and I missed it. I'll see you next time, Moo. Have a good one. I'll see you hopefully on Sunday. We will be doing the super fans. I will have to get used to this one, to the super fans thing. Why did TikTok decide to change it? Who knows? I'm still not fully in the know on what exactly changed. I guess we will learn once we do the super fans only chat and super fans only stream. But yeah. Wait, I'm eating spaghetti. Oh, Justified was back and I missed him. Yeah, now he's blocked. Okay, bye. Was he on the same thing again about being asleep? Because, yeah, this is what he does. This is... okay, well, bye, I guess. Thank you, Julian. That's very nice. That's very nice of you to say. Yeah, the war stuff I started talking about since 2022, yeah. Justified is gone, says Zoe. He is. It was Wake Up Lady. Again, every single time he does this person shows up in the chat and tells me to wake up. Chrissy, wake up. And I never know what he means. It's like... I guess my best guess would be that it's in this weird, conspiracy people way. The way they do it. Thinking that we're all asleep and we don't realize that the lizard people have actually taken over, stuff like this. But then I guess we'll never know. Maybe it's for the best. Yes, I am for now. The parents are good. Thank you for asking. Yeah, people want the French bat recap. What can I tell you? This was the most exciting things to have happened during my lives in a very long time. Usually it's just me sitting here ranting. So just imagine what it looks like, right? For people who are not watching us regularly. Just some weird lady sitting here talking about Taiwan, the drones, the pipeline full of Russian soldiers, Viktor Orban, like all of these things that most people couldn't care less. And then there's a bat. Bat is relatable. Bat is exciting. Bat is family friendly. Yeah, it's just the type of content that anyone can watch. Anyone can get on board with the bat. Yes, Megan, thank you for that. I think Zoe's doing the same, right? Zoe's also doing the same thing, because some of them are really funny. Some of these crazy people. Trump is leveraging, hopefully, right? We'll see. If they reverse this decision, then yeah. But this just, it's not the type of stuff that you would like to see get leveraged, not at the times like this. Taiwan hasn't been sufficiently extorted yet. Oh, you guys. I only got a magpie in the living room this year. Okay. It has to be some sort of a good omen, though, no? Lars? I would think so. I don't know. If I were like an ancient Greek warlord, I would think that this is a sign for me to go and fight in Troy. I've been rewatching the movie Troy, so... Super fans only sounds like Trump's people already. Fight, you guys. Buy my golden merch. A little statue of me made of gold. By the way, is it true that they have installed a golden statue of him? Wait, I had it somewhere. I had also Candace complaining that Brigitte Macron is part of the conspiracy to stop her from exposing that Israel assassinated Charlie Kirk. We're not going to discuss, I'm not going to add anything to the situation, just so that we would know where the far-right commentators are at. This is where they're at collectively. Wait, where's the golden statue? I have too many things bookmarked. The gold, because it immediately drew some comparisons from Ukrainian people, because we also have a golden statue. We have a golden statue of a pig in Poltava that immediately reminded everybody. Okay, so this is the statue. Right, this is the statue, the golden statue of Trump with a Bitcoin. to those of you who are on YouTube watching, but I think you've probably seen this one. That's him. Yeah, it's a really weird looking one, not gonna lie. Wouldn't expect anything else from these people, but... And apparently in Ukraine, I didn't even know that, in Poltava region, we have a monument to a golden pig that people immediately thought of. Oh, hello, Henrik, good to see you. Because, yeah, thank you. It's a fitting comparison. Wait, let me show you the pig. I believe that's the one. To those of you who are on YouTube, that's the golden pig that we have, I believe, in Poltava, according to the people who posted it, saying Poltava region inspires people. And also, apparently, it's not the only monument to a golden pig that we have in our country, which was something shocking to me. But okay. Anyway, yeah, that's a golden pig, you guys. You see, so today, my original idea for today's live, I wanted it to be casual. I wanted it to be fun. I wanted to show you some, fun videos, because I'm still not, at 100% because of the sickness. And I was like, okay, we're going to look at Lech Wałęsa swimming in the beer. That's the former Polish president in the beer. We're going to look at the golden pig. We're going to look, I also have a funny video from Japanese television that I'm going to show you. I'm going to wrap it up with this one. And it's just going to be fun. We'll have some lemonade and just hang out. And then I learned stupid Russian jets flew into Estonian airspace. I'm like, damn it. Okay, we'll have to talk about these insufferable people once again. Oh well, but yeah, I still, I will always have an opportunity. I always use an opportunity to insert a golden pig here and there, because why not? Thank you, Christina. That's very sweet of you to say. Good evening, Wen. Our golden pig is short pig. Yes, thank you for the tapping. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you for interacting and the gifts and everything. Appreciate it. Thank you. No, I'm currently away. Don says, love the big curly sheep. Yeah, I just saw people talking about this. I didn't even know we had a golden pig in our country. And apparently not only one. We have several golden pigs. That's another one, you guys, to those of you who are on YouTube. That's a mini pig. Probably. You're not allowed to post a bat emoji. No, wait. Nightshade just did. It's so weird. Now, I don't really think I have any emojis muted or filtered. Last time I checked, I didn't have any. Oh, thank you, Douglas. That's very sweet of you to say. The parents are both fine. Don't worry about them. Everyone is fine. Everyone is doing as best as they can. So don't worry. Don't worry. Yes. No, it's just a lemonade. No alcohol. No alcohol. Okay, everybody, let me know if you have any questions, anything we haven't talked about, because I feel like I have discussed most of the things. That's the oil refinery in Volgograd that was attacked on September 18th. You cannot really see though, unfortunately, because it's all dark, but there is a video somewhere, I guess. For some reason here it's just a screenshot. We've already mentioned that. That's JD Vance tossing. Oh wait, there was one more thing I wanted to briefly mention. Yeah, so apparently there was an attempt to cause explosions in a residential building in Vilnius in Lithuania. So some time ago, months ago, we have, I believe, discussed the bizarre incidents involving the DHL shipping company and the explosions of some of their parcels. That were, in some instances, it all kind of went hush-hush, but we all understand that it is linked to Russia, right? Anyway, so an operation by Russian special services, which resulted in parcel explosions in Germany, the UK, and Poland. It was supposed to take place a month earlier, and apparently, so there was an extension of this operation that was supposed to happen in Lithuania, and it's just so many parts had to move for this to happen, but then something didn't work out. So yeah, to deliver the explosive devices to Lithuania, connections of former Soviet submarine commander Alexander Miroshnikov were used. So we have a former Soviet submarine commander, which is, I was like immediately, interesting. Because some of you might remember my grandfather, late grandfather, also used to be a submarine commander. It's like, okay, it could have been my grandpa. No, but he passed away in 1998. Anyway, Soviet submarine commander Alexander Miroshnikov, right? So we have him at the heart of it. And it was investigated by several outlets. So we have Polish outlets, Latvian, Estonian, then there is the Russian opposition outlet Insider that I use a lot on stream, and also Lithuanian national radio and television. Anyway, the explosive devices were delivered to Vilnius, disguised as neck massage pillows. That's a new one. That's a new one for me. Miroshnikov's former subordinate in the Navy, Nikolai Zagorodny, at the request of his ex-commander, contacted a mutual acquaintance, Andrei, it doesn't matter, who also previously commanded a submarine. Everyone just commands a submarine randomly, okay. And asked him to transport a parcel to Vilnius, that's Lithuania, which had already been delivered to Riga, that's Latvia, you guys. And this is my biggest question here. How did it end up in Riga? That would be the most interesting question here. How did it get into Riga? Did it get to Riga from Russia? Or what is going on? Did it get, I guess we'll never know. Anyway. And yeah, they were supposed to pick up the parcel. They couldn't. And then it was sent from, it was sent from Narva. So it's like a whole thing. It was sent, everybody, literally everybody and their mom was involved into the situation. But thankfully, it didn't work out. This story, right, it's a bit complicated. And also it has a Ukrainian in it, in the mix, of course. I think we have previously talked about how some of our people have already been used, and how there is a lot of possibility for this to be, to also, I guess, be used as a way to weaponize the, Ukrainian refugees question, considering how many people could be recruited potentially, and also how many people who have entered, I imagine, the European Union as refugees, as like the asylum seekers, temporary protection seekers from the occupied territories, how many of them could potentially be compromised. So the reason why I'm mentioning the story is just to show you how some of these networks operate, right? So you have all of these submarine people, you have a random Ukrainian in the mix, then there's also a Lithuanian who was helping facilitate this situation. It all goes through Narva in Estonia, and then it goes through to Riga in Latvia, and then it goes to Vilnius, and it's like this, it's like a spider web, right? So whenever I mention the networks of these people, operating the way they do. When we say, oh, there was like an FSB network uncovered, it's stuff like this. It's these random retired colonels and commanders, and all of them just, yeah. Just a little story. We all command in a Russian submarine. We all command in a Russian submarine. Russian submarine. Russian submarine. Exactly. That's just to illustrate how these things might operate, you guys. Привет, скутере. Good afternoon. You had me a Soviet sub-commander. Yeah. Whenever I hear about that, I immediately think of all of the horror stories about the submarines that my grandpa was telling to my dad and to my grandma, and then of course they told it to me, because why not tell a 5-year-old a bunch of horror stories about submarines. Anyway, the last video that we're going to be looking at today is a slightly bizarre one. It went semi-viral on Japanese internet, and it's a story of a man, I don't even know how to better describe it, who opened a door to, okay, just a little warning, no one was harmed in the story, everyone was fine. No kids were harmed, no one was harmed, but a guy was in his own household. He opens a door to his daughter's bedroom. and instead of his daughter, there is some other guy dressed in her school uniform standing, which is really creepy. But then when you look at how the Japanese news decided to depict the scene, it's not going to be as creepy anymore. Let me show it to you. I think it's going to be too loud. This will be a nice finishing touch for our session. Okay. That's the guy telling the story. Poor guy's shaking up, but they're doing these little reenactments on Japanese TV whenever they want to show something and they don't have footage. And yeah, here's the guy. And then the owner of the house chases the guy away, screaming at him, "Do not run away, you." I think he fell. And once again they decided to show us this incredible reenactment of the So I think they use these because they're legally not allowed to show the faces of the people who are participating in the story. But yeah, so instead of that, they came up with this wonderful solution and showed us the reenactment, right? So yeah, it's kind of viral currently on the Japanese-speaking side of the world. Slightly creepy, but also I appreciate the effort of the people who gave us these beautiful animations. I was glad that the dad chased this freak away. So yeah, it's just a nice finishing touch. On this. Okay, you guys. Lars is saying NATO will have a meeting about Estonia incident. Good, right? This is what Article 4 is for, that they called in, right? The consultations on the highest level. Hopefully they will reinforce the border. Hopefully they will add some more, I don't know, aircrafts, I guess. That will be, maybe, honestly, ideally they should look at the procedure. Okay, who am I to tell them? I'm nobody. Dictating NATO what to do. But ideally, of course, maybe something should be done a little bit earlier to maybe prevent them from entering the space. Maybe more often patrolling of the areas. I don't know. Just silly old me guessing. No, I don't think there's gonna be a strike on Russia, you guys. So did we? Okay, you guys, if you do not have any questions, if there is no topics you would like to discuss, then we will be wrapping this one up. Because we have already, so today we talked about several things. We talked about the Russian jets in the Estonian airspace for the fourth time in a year. We have talked about the Polish-Belarusian border and the 33,000 AI drones coming to Ukraine. And also Trump confusing, calling Azerbaijan Azerbaijan and confusing Armenia with Albania. And wait, what else? And also him nixing the 400 million in aid for Taiwan, and the Russian oil refineries burning, and the United States allowing for the Belarusian state-owned company to import aircraft parts that could potentially be used in Russia. So all of this stuff we have discussed. And the pipe in Kupyansk, yes, that according to the Ukrainian sources was flooded, which is good. We'd love to see that. So that's the recording of the live stream. If you're interested in any of these topics, it's up on YouTube. It's linked in the bio. So if you would like to see this, or maybe Lech Walesa swimming in beer, or the weird Japanese video that I was just showing you, you can always go on YouTube and check it out over there. Yeah. Oh, we're at 77,000 likes, you guys. Thank you so much for the tapping. Air defense is not placed too close to the border. Rightfully so, it shouldn't be, right? They will not be easy to locate. That's, yeah, and also ideally they have to be moved around for, just in case, because you never know. So we say I'll have to watch the first hour. It's mostly the jets, the Russian jet stuff. I think that was the first, at least first 30 minutes, right? I think so. I'm asking you guys, like, well, maybe some of you remember, I don't know. But anyway, if you want to be my guest, it's up there, and it's gonna be up there. What sources do you use for war information? Depending on the situation, depending on what we're talking about. For Ukraine stuff, it's usually the brigades directly, the stuff that they're posting and stuff that they're revealing. Then there's also our general stuff, our commandment with their official statements. Then there's also the stuff that people on the ground are saying. Then there's our media and their analysis and the experts, if we're talking about the Ukraine stuff, right? And polls and all of this. And yeah, it depends on the situation. Mainstream media outlets, Telegram channels, anecdotal evidence, again, depending on the context. So the most important thing is to be careful with your sources. Double check, look who people are referencing, who is the author, do they have any biases? Well, everyone does, but how strong are their biases? I never hide mine. I never hide the fact that I'm Ukrainian, so of course my coverage will be biased, but I do my best. So anyway, if you guys don't have any more questions, I will be wrapping this one up. We will be doing our regular subscriber or now super fan live stream on Sunday, same time. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna let you guys know, because they have taken away our subscribers note, well, super fans note. We no longer have a note. Maybe I'll post a video. I'll have to figure this out. But I will definitely post about this on Instagram as always. So if you would like to join, you know what to do. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being here with us. And I will see you all next time. Okay? Have a good one. Have a good evening. Enjoy yourselves. Have a glass of something nice, have a meal, watch a good movie, a good one, please. And I'll catch you next time. Mwah. Thank you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, we did that. And now to you guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of you as always. I will see you, either the ones of you who are subscribed or the ones of you who are on Patreon, on Sunday. And then ideally, hopefully the next one will be on Wednesday, but I will let you know, okay? If something goes wrong, if another infection catches me off guard or something. Anyway, thank you for watching, you guys. Take care, okay? Have a good one. I'll see you next time.